Welcome back to the Meaningful Topics podcast. I'm your host, Ms.SwagGolf, and today we have a treat to visit with Averee. We're all the way in West Palm. This is your home, right?
I live about 40 minutes north, but yeah, basically South Florida is now my home.
Love it. It's such a nice spot.
Yeah, we're spoiled.
Yeah, so much good golf, good weather, like all year round. I love coming here. So.
I know, it's definitely a treat, especially the difference between Arizona.
Oh my gosh.
This time of year versus here. I think we skipped over spring and now we're truly into summer. I don't know what happened, but yeah, better than being cold.
Exactly, better than being cold, and still you get a nice breeze. You have the ocean to cool down in if you need to. So enjoying my time here. We're actually in the net return. You can't see it, but I'll show a video or a picture. The net return studio. So we have some nice green accent lights. Thanks for having me and being willing to be on the podcast.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, first I'd love to dive into a little bit more of what you're doing currently and a little bit more about you.
So currently, I guess I'm considered a media personality. I started heavily in the broadcast journalism space when I was really young. Pretty much every big golf channel, PGA Tour, SiriusXM, everyone did that. And now I do a lot of that still while competing as number 9 in the world for long drive.
Congratulations.
So that was like a little hobby that I kind of turned into a really big part of me, which has been super fun. And what most people don't know is I own a marketing agency. And I am very big into real estate investing.
You know, you're doing it all, is what it seems like. And I love to see that. Like you're also heavily on social media, and you put out really great content. And I love to follow that and see like what you're up to. But also, it's just really engaging.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And so make sure you follow her. I'll put her links below. If you haven't seen her content already, you most likely have. But I would like to talk a little bit about that today, but then also how you bring that confidence to the golf course and how you've networked, and I've seen some of your public speaking as well. So I'd love to just hear a little bit more about like things that you've learned along the way when kind of presenting yourself in the golf space, but then also networking and keeping those relationships, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's a big loaded question.
I know,
with so many twists and turns that I could answer this.
Okay.
So life was interesting for me. I'm pretty young. Most people don't know that, but I'm 25. And I graduated right when COVID was kind of at the end, but majority of my college life while playing collegiate golf was during COVID. Most people saw that as a negative, and it was for many people, but for me it was honestly a positive because I took that time to find people who were at home and get to interview them. And a lot of people had extra time, and I wasn't really big on social. I didn't really even consider that. I didn't feel like that was authentic to me at that point because I saw what other people were posting and I just didn't align with it. And also just, I'm human, and the judgment of my teammates kind of lurked in of like, what would they think if I'm like shooting really bad scores in tournaments and like acting like a golf influencer or whatever. And you know, it was such an interesting time. And don't worry, I still suck in tournaments. But I kind of just learned to not care. So I remember posting some like funny TikToks back in the day that were creative, and but I was always very, very scared to break professionalism. Wanting a career in broadcast media at that time and making that my biggest focus, I was so scared of walking the wrong line. Like I remember I was at spring break at my aunt's house in Jupiter at that time. And she took a bikini photo of me at the beach, and it was like harmless. I'm like smiling, is all happy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this appropriate to post? Like always uber conscious. My friends laugh at me all the time. They're like, Averee, that is literally fine. And I'm just so worried. So yeah, just honestly realizing that there was not really a lane that I saw other people doing, but something that allowed me to be creative and weird and still be professional and be well-spoken. And yeah, I mean, I know my stuff doesn't perform the best compared to other people. It's not following lots of trends. It's not doing that, but it's challenging for me. It's fun, and it's definitely authentic to me and not everyone else.
And it is really professional. Like, it's really well put together, well produced. Do you write your own scripts for your content?
Everything. Yeah, I mean, honestly, my mind is like a crazy place. I never considered myself a creative person, like my whole life. Like I grew up playing instruments and stuff and was artsy in some ways, but never thought I had like a creative mind like that. And boy, was I so wrong, because once I started making one video, I realized how creative I was, not just in, you know, video production and stuff like that, but like how it adapted to other parts of my life and business and the businesses I've chose to start and invest in and stuff like that. And I had no idea allowing myself to have that freedom and express it freely would develop into so many different parts of my life other than social media.
Has that kind of developed that confidence too? Like I branched out in this creative way that I didn't know I really enjoyed, and now I do, and now I feel like I can walk forward in it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I grew up in California, and I remember walking down the halls and like people kind of giggling that I had my golf bag, and and now all those same people see my videos and ask for lessons, and it's like
times have changed.
Yeah, like I've always been an uber confident person, and you know, always well spoken. I spoke at my high school graduation. I just always loved putting myself out there, but this was for some reason like a hurdle for me, and it definitely isn't anymore. But I think sometimes I struggle with, and I'm sure you can relate, like, it sucks because the polished stuff doesn't always do super well. It's the more organic, quick videos, the stuff that takes you the least time performs the best. So it's kind of hard not to, you know, judge the hours and hours you put in making this content when a 5-second video that you don't care about outperforms it by a mile. So it's hard. It's hard navigating that.
It is. Putting pressure on yourself to perform for an algorithm that's always changing is always a struggle for everyone, honestly. But it seems like, you know, you're presenting content that you're really proud of, and at the end of the day, you know, that's what like holds true. Is there something that you've learned along the way in that journey? Like, do you know now that you just always want to get a professional videographer, or have you learned how to film for yourself in a style that you like?
Yeah, honestly, I edit pretty much everything myself, and I film majority of stuff by myself. I have friends help me out, or some stuff that I can't physically do, but I hate tripods, so I try to like get my best friends who live with me and like, hey, I'll buy you dinner if you just like hold this for like 30 seconds. And it's fun because like I look at the content in such a different way than my followers do. Like there's little like funny like innuendos with my friends that like nobody would pick up on except me. Or like featuring my boyfriend in some, like I was always scared to post my significant other, and now this year I don't care, like he's with me, like I don't care. And I think it's evolving, and we're in such a time where there's so many golf creators, and you don't have to be good at golf at all to become a creator. And I think just posting stuff that makes you happy and just really, really not caring is the ticket to my happiness, at least.
Yes, no, I think that's fantastic. So always encourage people to do that too. Just seek out, like you learn through experiences, you learn through failure. So like being willing to put things out there that you can learn from is like honestly key to developing that. Would love to shift gears just a little bit and talk about networking, because as you said, now you have a media company, and that's super exciting to be able to use the connections that you've built through the golf industry and now kind of build your own business around it. So what have you learned along the way in that progression?
It's been wild, to say the least. Like, I have a lot of different careers, and that always was like a cute little side hustle. And I never even considered it for a second that I could transform it into, you know, a very big passion and main hustle. As entrepreneurial as I am, like I love watching business grow, not just for myself, but for other people. So I think having the power to help people in that respect, and whether that be ad formation, you know, email campaigns, social stuff, high ticket marketing, like I love being able to say like I helped you achieve the next step. And I think it's inspired me watching how to learn and grow along the way. It makes me want to just make more companies too, because I feel like I have the toolbox to absolutely make anything explode I touch. In that, I've let my social media kind of slip by the wayside because I'm focused on running so many other people's. Not to say that I don't do it, but it's definitely not as challenging for me, and I think it's more challenging trying to figure out other people's and how do we fix problems. I don't really think there's a problem with mine other than trying to gain followers. It's not trying to sell retail sales or you know, have people buy certain things from me. But yeah, I mean, obviously that's still a passion of mine, but it's been interesting shifting gears from my own to tons of other people's. And honestly, I don't talk about my company. Nobody knows about it. I don't market it. It's all word of mouth.
Well, thank you for sharing about it here. Like, I think that's more for people to, I think it's really great for people to know about. And what companies have you helped in the past, or are you currently helping?
So Net Return is one of them. A company called Divot Board. There's been a few gyms that I do. A few golf training aids, different golf stuff. I mean, you name it, I've probably had my
Worked with
hands in
them.
it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been really awesome to scale and have friends work for me now, and have
Exciting.
dedicated graphic designers and dedicated website people, and teaching myself the art of meta ads.
Yeah, gosh.
But all at the same time, like what I think people don't realize is like I have a full other career in media, broadcast media. So it's like, it's crazy when I say it out loud, like how much, I don't know how I stretch myself so thin sometimes, but yeah, it's all been on the side, but now it's definitely, my goals have grown a lot.
I love that. That's really neat to see. And like you said, there's things that you just have to figure out where you're going to prioritize your time in the moment. I do love the team approach too, of having a shared goal with other companies to look at data with someone else. That's kind of fun. So one thing on social media, and as far as the content creation influencer side, when you're doing it for yourself, I feel like sometimes it can be like a lonely space, and you're like, how did I just spend like 5 hours editing one video and I didn't talk to anyone else today? And like looking back, and I regret those times because I'm like, that's not how I want to spend my life.
With the risk of it not even doing well too.
Exactly.
It's such a risk.
Yeah.
But no, I hear you.
Well, that's exciting about your marketing business. Is there anything else that you don't get a chance to talk about much, or maybe people have not asked you that you'd like to maybe speak on? I know I'm putting you on the spot here.
It's so hard. Oh, I have a lot to say about a lot of things, but probably shouldn't. What's something I've adopted recently into my life?
Ooh, I like that.
This is like a hot trending topic, but have you heard of Mel Robbins? She has a podcast, one of the best podcasts out, I think, on charts right now. And she has the Let Them theory, which is like an old theory, but new. And I think I'm someone who doesn't like drama, never have. And I feel like I've gotten better at not controlling every situation, whether that be in business, romantic friendships, whatever, allowing things to just happen and being able to look at someone and be like, let them do it. Stop being so controlling.
Yeah.
Put your hands off. It's going to play out. It's going to play out. So that's something recently I've been trying to adopt. I don't know. That was kind of a weird answer to your question.
No, that was really great. I always like to ask too if you're listening or reading something. So that answered
Definitely
that
not
question.
reading anything.
Okay.
But I listen to a lot.
Yeah.
I guess another thing, move your body. That's my biggest advice to anyone. I struggle a lot with anxiety. And when I go to the gym, it pretty much always feels like it dwindles away by the end of the day. And it works for me. It might not work for you, but it's a damn good way to start.
Definitely. Well, that is an excellent way to end. We have a short amount of time because we were catching a tea time, actually. So I have to wrap this up pretty soon, but I wanted to share a little bit of Averee, who she is and what she's doing, because she is an amazing person. Definitely follow her content and see what she's up to. And then, are you competing in the next long drive season?
Yep, in June. So
exciting.
Moving that world rank from 9 to hopefully 8 and upwards.
Yeah, well, we'll be there cheering you on too. So make sure you're following that journey for her. She's doing a million things, but doing them all really well. So we can all learn a little bit from Averee, and thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thanks for having me.